Here are 6 habits of people with high IQ. 1. They talk to themselves, engaging in internal dialogue, fosters clarity of thought and facilitates effective problem solving. 2. They have a great sense of humor. Embracing humor not only cultivates resilience but also stimulates creativity. 3. They enjoy solitude. Finding solace in solitude offers the opportunity for deep introspection and self-discovery, allowing individuals better to understand themselves and their place in the world. 4. They are open-minded, cultivating openness to new ideas. Fosters a fertile ground for problem-solving and innovation. 5. They have high observation skills, sharpening observational skills, enhances decision-making abilities by providing a deeper understanding of the world. 6. They create solutions, not sorrows. Focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on complaints empowers individuals to take proactive steps toward positive change.
Have you ever felt uneasy in someone's presence? Have you ever noticed that some people seem to take pleasure in seeing you suffer? If these questions resonate with you, then you're in the right place. In today's video, we will guide you through 8 obvious signs that will help you identify a wicked person. These signs are essential for protecting your emotional and mental well-being. Learning to recognize them will allow you to take control of your life and surround yourself with positive and genuine people. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the Pearls of Wisdom channel so you don't miss upcoming videos on personal and spiritual growth. It's important that you watch this video until the end, because you will discover exactly how to recognize wicked people and protect your emotional well-being. Now, let's begin. Pleasure in others' pain. Wicked people take pleasure in seeing others suffer. This behavior is a clear sign of someone with malicious intent. Imagine someone laughing or smiling when a colleague is having a problem or when a friend is going through a tough time. This kind of reaction is not only insensitive, but shows a total lack of empathy and compassion. Instead of offering support or help, these people find it entertaining or gratifying to see someone else in distress. This pleasure in others' pain can manifest in various ways, such as making sarcastic comments, ridiculing someone's suffering, or even creating problematic situations to observe people's reactions. Recognizing this sign is crucial for protecting yourself from further emotional harm. If you notice that someone in your environment takes pleasure in others' pain, it's important to distance yourself to preserve your mental health and well-being. Animal abuse. Abusing animals is a clear sign of a wicked person. Cruelty towards animals indicates a deep lack of empathy and compassion. Animals are vulnerable and defenseless beings that depend on humans for their well-being. When someone chooses to abuse them, either physically or emotionally, they show a level of insensitivity and cruelty that cannot be ignored. Studies have shown that there is a correlation between cruelty to animals and violent behavior towards humans, suggesting that those who abuse animals might be capable of acts of violence towards people as well. Keeping distance from people who abuse animals is essential, not only for your well-being, but also for the well-being of animals and others around you. Strange feeling in their presence. If you feel tired, uneasy, or uncomfortable when you're around someone, it might be your instinct warning you of danger. This feeling is often a response from your body to subtle signals that your conscious mind might not immediately perceive. Our instinct can detect negative behaviors and vibes that might escape rational analysis. For example, you might experience muscle tension, a quickened heartbeat, or a sense of tightness in your chest without an apparent cause. These physical symptoms are the body's way of communicating that something is wrong in the surrounding environment. Trust your instinct, and consider distancing yourself from those who make you feel this way to protect your emotional and mental well-being. Warnings from friends and family. If your friends and family are warning you about someone's character, it is crucial to take these warnings seriously. People close to you know you well and often care about your well-being. When they warn you, they may have noticed concerning behaviors or attitudes that you, due to affection or trust, have not yet perceived. Your loved ones may have witnessed instances of manipulation, lies, disrespect, or other toxic actions, indicating a problematic personality. Don't ignore these signs, as what happened to them could also happen to you if you're not careful. Even though it can be challenging to accept criticism about someone you care about, it is important to consider their concerns. trust the judgment of those who care about you, and use their observations to protect yourself from potential risks. Habit of lying. Wicked people have a habit of lying constantly. They invent stories and distort the truth to manipulate others and get what they want. These lies can cover a wide range of situations, from small daily deceits to significant lies that significantly affect others' lives. Although their lies may seem harmless at first, over time they erode trust deeply. Constant exposure to lies can create an environment of insecurity and stress, as you never know when you can believe what is being said. The ability to maintain healthy relationships relies on mutual trust, and constant lying undermines this fundamental base. Recognizing this habit is essential for protecting your emotional integrity and well-being. Absence of remorse. Wicked people never feel remorse for their actions, regardless of how much pain or suffering they may cause others. This lack of remorse is a distinguishing characteristic of their behavior. When they commit a harmful act, they feel no guilt or responsibility for the consequences of their actions. Their inability to feel remorse is often linked to a lack of empathy, making them insensitive to others' pain. Manipulation not only prevents them from facing the consequences of their actions, but can also erode the victim's self-trust, making them feel insecure and destabilized. Recognizing this sign is crucial for protecting your mental and emotional health and distancing yourself from anyone who shows such a lack of humanity. Open cruelty. Some wicked people do not hide behind a facade of kindness or friendliness, but openly display their cruel nature. These individuals deliberately hurt others, both with words and actions, without worrying about the emotional or physical consequences of their actions. They may make offensive comments, publicly humiliate people, or physically attack them, showing total disregard for others' feelings and dignity. Their cruelty is often direct and intentional, aimed at causing the maximum possible pain. This behavior destroys the morale and self-esteem of the victims, creating an environment of fear and insecurity. Recognizing open cruelty is essential to protect yourself from further abuse. If you find yourself in the presence of someone who exhibits these behaviors, it is important to distance yourself and seek support. Contempt. Wicked people use contempt as a powerful tool of emotional control. Through constant and derogatory criticism, they attack your appearance, interests, and dreams, trying to make you feel inferior. These attacks are never constructive. They are designed to undermine your self-esteem and sense of worth. This behavior not only erodes your self-confidence, but can also lead to feelings of shame and helplessness, making you increasingly dependent on their approval. Learn to critically evaluate the comments you receive, and if you realize that someone consistently uses contempt to control you, consider distancing yourself from that person to preserve your self-esteem and emotional balance. Thank you immensely for watching this video. If you found this content helpful, we kindly ask you to give us your precious like and subscribe to the Pearls of Wisdom channel for more content on psychology and spirituality. Your support is crucial to us. Additionally, please share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. See you in the next video. How many times have you trusted someone only to find out later that they weren't who they claimed to be? How many times have you had a negative impression of someone that turned out to be accurate? And how many times have you ignored your instincts only to regret it later? Today we will discuss a very important topic: how to recognize fake people. In this video, we will explore the 4 key signs to look out for to immediately realize if you are dealing with a fake person, and will provide practical tips on how to protect yourself. It's important to watch this video until the end, as you will learn exactly how to recognize the common phrases used by fake people. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to Pearls of Wisdom to not miss upcoming videos on personal and spiritual growth. Now get ready to discover these signs and learn how to protect yourself. Ready? Let's begin. First of all, who are fake people? Fake people are individuals who display deceitful or hypocritical behavior. They might pretend to be friendly, sincere, or trustworthy, but in reality, they act in the opposite way, often to gain personal benefits or to manipulate others. Their behavior can manifest in various ways, such as telling lies, manipulating situations or relationships, being hypocritical, or betraying others' trust. They can be harmful to our interpersonal relationships and emotional well-being as they undermine our trust and stability in relationships. It is important to learn how to recognize their false behavior signals to protect yourself and establish more meaningful connections. You should know that fake people can act falsely for a variety of reasons. Some seek personal advantages, such as financial, social, or emotional benefits. Others hide feelings of inferiority or insecurity behind a mask of falseness, trying to appear better than they truly are. Some lack empathy and compassion, manipulating or using others without concern for the consequences. Others act fake out of fear of being judged or rejected by others. Finally, for some, fake behavior has become a long-standing habit. Generally, this attitude can stem from a combination of individual factors such as past experiences, personality, and social context. In any case, it is important to be aware of such behaviors and, if it is not possible to help them or if they do not want help, to learn to recognize them to protect yourself and maintain more genuine relationships. Of course, it's never easy to distinguish genuine people from fake ones, but there are some signs we can learn to recognize. One of these signs is body language. Body language is a form of nonverbal communication that can convey a wide range of information about a person's emotions, intentions, and state of mind. Carefully observing facial expressions and gestures can be extremely revealing when trying to understand someone's true intentions. Facial expressions are particularly indicative of a person's emotions. For example, a genuine smile can indicate joy and pleasure, while a forced smile may suggest falseness or discomfort. Similarly, furrowed brows might indicate concern or disapproval, while raised brows can indicate surprise or genuine interest. Body gestures such as postures and hand movements can also provide valuable information about a person's intentions. For instance, a person who withdraws or closes off may be nervous or insecure, while someone who expands or opens up physically might be more confident, open, and sincere. Besides facial expressions and body gestures, it's important to observe other nonverbal signals such as eye contact, overall posture, and physical distance. The way a person behaves during a conversation can reveal a lot about their level of comfort, confidence, and sincerity. However, it's important to remember that body language is not an exact science and can be subject to misinterpretation. It's always advisable to consider nonverbal signals in the broader context of the situation and take into account other factors such as tone of voice and content of speech to get a complete understanding of the situation. Another very important factor to watch for is inconsistencies in someone's behavior and words. Often, fake people tend to say one thing and do another or change the story depending on the circumstances. Observing inconsistencies in a person's behavior and words is crucial in recognizing fake people. Inconsistencies can manifest in various ways and can be significant indicators of falseness or manipulation. One common form of inconsistency is the discrepancy between what a person says and what they do. For example, they might claim to be your friend and support you, but their actions could prove otherwise, such as not being present when needed or not respecting your boundaries. This discrepancy between words and actions can indicate a lack of sincerity or consistency in that person's behavior. Another form of inconsistency is the tendency of fake people to change their story depending on the circumstances. This behavior can manifest through contradictory accounts or changing versions of the truth over time. For example, a person might tell different stories to different people or alter details to fit what they think others want to hear. This lack of consistency in narratives can suggest a lack of integrity or sincerity on their part. Recognizing these inconsistencies requires some attention and sensitivity to details. It's important to pay attention both to the content of what is said and to the observable behavior of the person. Comparing what is said with what is done and noting any discrepancies can be crucial in determining someone's sincerity and reliability. However, it is important to note that inconsistencies in behavior and words do not always necessarily indicate falseness or malice. They can also result from misunderstandings, confusion, or changes in the situation. Therefore, it is essential to consider the broader context and use common sense when evaluating different inconsistencies. Another crucial aspect is how a person manages their relationships. Genuine people with healthy intentions strive to build sincere and lasting relationships, while fake ones often seek only their own advantage without caring about others. How a person manages relationships is an important indicator of their authenticity and sincerity. Genuine people are willing to invest time and energy into relationships, take care of others, and offer their support in times of need. On the other hand, fake people often show an opportunistic approach to relationships, seeking only their own personal gain. They may exhibit manipulative or self-centered behavior, trying to exploit others to achieve their personal goals or to get benefits. They might be willing to betray others' trust or manipulate relationships to get what they want without caring about the consequences. A distinctive feature of genuine people is consistency in how they treat others. They maintain the same standards of respect, kindness, and consideration towards all people, regardless of their social status or potential personal utility. In contrast, fake people may show inconsistent behavior, treating people differently based on what they can get from them. Moreover, people with healthy intentions and attitudes are usually willing to resolve conflicts and work to maintain and strengthen relationships, while fake people may avoid confrontations and difficult discussions, preferring to maintain a facade of superficial harmony rather than addressing issues honestly and openly. But how can you protect yourself from fake people? Protecting yourself from fake people is a process that requires awareness, intuition, and a range of strategies. First, it is important to be aware that listening to your instincts is crucial. If you have a suspicion about a person or a situation, it is important to investigate further before making important decisions. Additionally, evaluating relationships gradually is essential. Do not trust blindly from the beginning, but take the time needed to truly get to know a person. Learning to say no is also fundamental to setting healthy boundaries and protecting yourself from manipulation. Furthermore, in more extreme cases, seeking support from trusted friends or a professional can be helpful for gaining external perspectives and emotional support. Finally, trusting your past experiences is important. Learning from mistakes and using those experiences to guide future decisions can help avoid falling into the traps of fake people. Fake people may say many things, and it often depends on the situation and their intentions. However, some common phrases that fake individuals might use include: 1. I promise I'll do everything I can to help you. This phrase is used to gain trust and get something from others without necessarily intending to keep the promise. 2. I'm here for you, you can count on me. This is used to appear available and friendly, even if they might not be willing to offer support when needed. 3. I totally agree with you. It is said to gain others' approval, even though they might actually have different opinions. 4. I never said that. It is used to deny responsibility or avoid facing the consequences of their actions. 5. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Said to appear caring and willing to help, but it might just be a way to control or manipulate the situation. 6. I can't believe you think this about me. Used to manipulate people by playing on guilt or fear of being judged. A distinctive trait of fake people is that they are also narcissistic. We have a video discussing this on our channel, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. Click now on the top right corner of the screen. These are just a few examples, and fake people can use a wide range of deceptive phrases to get what they want or to hide their true intentions. It is important to pay attention not only to the words, but also to their actions and behaviors to determine if they are authentic or fake. Have you ever encountered a fake person? Perhaps you should also reflect on whether you need to improve certain behaviors to be more authentic. Share your experience and thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching this video until the end. If you found it useful, please give us your valuable like and subscribe to Pearls of Wisdom for more content like this. Also, share it with anyone who might benefit from it. See you in the next video.
Imagine you're standing at the edge of a riverbank, watching as people struggle to cross the turbulent waters. Some are genuinely trying to make it across, doing their best to navigate the current, while others are floundering without even attempting to swim. As a compassionate person, your first instinct is to help, to offer a hand or throw a rope to anyone in need. But the more you help, the more you notice something troubling. Some of these people aren't just failing to cross the river, they're not even trying. Worse, there are a few who, despite your help, seem to resent you for it. You step back and realize that your goodwill is being taken advantage of. You're exhausted from throwing lifelines to those who either don't want them or misuse them. That's when you remember the teachings of Stoicism, to act with reason, not emotion, and to focus your energy where it can do the most good. The river, in this case, is life, and the people struggling to cross it represent different types of individuals we encounter in our journey. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of wisdom and virtue, teaches us that while helping others is noble, it's equally important to recognize when our efforts are being wasted. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca remind us that we must be discerning in who we offer our help to. Life is short, and our resources, time, energy, and compassion, are limited. If we spend all our energy trying to help those who neither appreciate nor benefit from it, we lose the opportunity to make a meaningful impact on those who truly need and deserve our support. This story is about understanding when it's time to stop offering help to certain types of people. There are those who will drag you down, exhaust your energy, and never appreciate your efforts. While it might feel harsh, Stoicism teaches us that wisdom comes from knowing when to walk away. It's not about being unkind or indifferent. It's about being wise enough to recognize that helping some people only perpetuates their problems, or worse, harms you in the process. In today's video, we will explore 8 types of people that, according to Stoic philosophy, we should carefully consider before offering help. Choosing whom to help is not selfish. It is a way to protect ourselves from negative influences, ensuring that our mind remains strong and peaceful. Let's find out if you are wasting your kindness on these individuals. Number 1. The ungrateful Stoic philosophy emphasizes the value of gratitude in life. A grateful person not only shows appreciation for what they receive, but also maintains a deep connection between giving and receiving within the community. In contrast, an ungrateful person disrupts this balance, creating negativity and weakening the spirit of mutual support in society. Ungrateful individuals often fail to recognize the value of what they have, demanding more without ever feeling satisfied. So why does Stoic philosophy advise us to avoid helping the ungrateful? An ungrateful person not only refuses to express thanks, but may also make you feel that helping them is an obligation rather than a voluntary act. Imagine helping someone only to receive a cold stare, silence, or even criticism that your help was not good enough. Your kindness is not only unappreciated, but becomes a source of hurt and disappointment. As the famous Stoic philosopher Marcus Tullius Cicero said, gratitude is not only a virtue, it is the root of all other virtues. Without gratitude, all good deeds are overshadowed. Even in religion, gratitude is seen as a core value. Jesus Christ in the Bible constantly emphasized the importance of gratitude and forgiveness. One of the most notable stories is when he healed 10 lepers, but only one returned to thank him. He asked, "Were not all 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? No one returned to give praise to God except this foreigner." This illustrates that even in the most noble acts, there are those who fail to show gratitude, and it is such individuals who diminish the beauty of forgiveness. If Jesus, who was always willing to give and forgive, also recognized the importance of gratitude, why shouldn't we? Helping the ungrateful only drains our precious energy and time, when that attention could be given to those who truly deserve it. In modern life, we easily encounter similar situations. Think of a colleague who always asks for help, but never thanks or acknowledges your efforts. Or a family member who constantly expects financial support from you, but never expresses gratitude or makes an effort to improve themselves. These situations often leave us feeling stuck and exhausted. The question here is, should we continue to help such people, knowing that our assistance only makes them more dependent and further from the true values of life? Thus, rather than wasting time and energy on the ungrateful, seek out those who have gratitude, who will use your help to advance in life. That is the way to truly spread the values of Stoic philosophy. When we help others, we often expect gratitude, not necessarily in the form of material rewards, but a simple acknowledgement of the effort and goodwill we extended. However, some people respond with ingratitude. Helping the ungrateful is like pouring water into a broken vase. No matter how much you fill it, it will never hold. Stoicism teaches that we should act with virtue, not for recognition. But that doesn't mean we should allow ourselves to be drained by people who constantly overlook our help. Number 2. The lazy in Stoic philosophy, acting with purpose and using time wisely, is one of the core foundations of life. The famous Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you waste your time, you will never get it back." This message highlights the preciousness of every moment in life, which is why lazy people are not worthy of our help. Laziness is not just about doing nothing. It is the refusal to take meaningful action. Lazy people, instead of facing reality and fulfilling basic life responsibilities, choose the easiest path, avoiding, delaying, and surrendering to circumstances. The lazy not only harm themselves, but also waste the time and energy of others who genuinely want to help and encourage them to improve. A real-life example could be a friend who constantly complains about life, work, or the difficulties they are facing. Every time you talk to them, their story revolves around their inability to find a way out of their situation. You patiently listen and even offer practical solutions, like finding a new job, learning new skills, or changing their environment. But after a long time, you realize they have not applied any of the advice you gave. Instead, they continue to wallow in complaints with no motivation to act. Why is that? Because they are used to avoiding responsibility and expecting others to rescue them from their problems. In today's world, such people appear in many different forms, from someone who always waits for others to solve their problems to someone who continually complains about their circumstances but refuses to take any steps to improve their life. A common example is individuals who rely financially on family or friends, always finding reasons to avoid facing life's challenges on their own. This not only exhausts others, but also causes these individuals to sink deeper into laziness and passivity. However, we must also ask ourselves, is their laziness innate, or is it the result of circumstances and upbringing? This leads to a larger question of ethics and responsibility. Should we always abandon them, or is there another way to motivate them to change? This is something each person must answer based on the specific situation. But one thing is certain, no one can save a lazy person if they are unwilling to save themselves. In conclusion, the lazy are those who refuse to grow, refuse to act, and betray the trust of others. Stoic philosophy teaches us to value our time and energy, not wasting it on those who do not deserve it. Ask yourself, are you helping a lazy person without bringing about any change? If so, stop, because your time is worth more than that. Stoicism emphasizes personal responsibility and hard work. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that each individual is responsible for their own actions and growth. Helping someone who refuses to help themselves, who prefers to remain stagnant rather than face challenges, is counterproductive. It's like pushing a car that's in neutral gear. No matter how much effort you exert, the car will not move without its own engine propelling it forward. In friendships, the lazy friend may always come to you for assistance with projects, advice, or favors. You become their crutch. They don't need your help to succeed. Rather, they rely on your efforts to avoid taking any of their own. Continually helping this person prevents them from ever developing the initiative or discipline required for growth. In professional settings, assisting the lazy individual can create workplace imbalance. Others may notice that this person doesn't pull their weight, yet you take on their burdens. This fosters resentment, and worse, it encourages the lazy colleague to continue relying on others without developing their own skills or work ethic. Next, let's move on to the third type of person. But before we do, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered, is everyone truly deserving of help, even if they never take responsibility for their actions? This question invites us to engage in a discussion about the third type of person, the irresponsible. Number 3, the irresponsible. In Stoic philosophy, responsibility is a core value. The irresponsible are not only those who lack the ability to complete tasks correctly, but also those who refuse to face the consequences of their actions, leaving the world to suffer from the mistakes they cause. Stoics believe that helping such individuals is not only a waste of effort, but can also lead us away from the path of peace and inner freedom. Irresponsible people fail to realize that their actions impact not only themselves, but also the entire community. A modern-day example includes those who break the law, but escape the consequences of their actions. They may drive recklessly, disregard rules, or evade civic duties, causing harm to others, but never acknowledging their role in the chaos they create. Helping irresponsible people is akin to enabling their poor choices. Whether it's bailing them out of trouble or covering for their mistakes at work, this act only reinforces their behavior. In family life, we may have relatives who borrow money but never repay it, continually creating financial chaos for those around them. Or perhaps a sibling who consistently fails to fulfill obligations, yet we cover for them, allowing them to remain irresponsible. In your professional life, you may know a colleague who consistently misses deadlines or produces subpar work, yet never takes responsibility. Instead, they rely on others to pick up the slack. While it might feel like the right thing to help out initially, over time, it becomes clear that you're enabling their irresponsibility. And this, according to Stoicism, is where we should draw the line. Number 4, the manipulators. Have you ever felt manipulated by someone? Whether at work, within your family, or even in close relationships, these individuals rarely make direct demands. Instead, by skillfully manipulating emotions and situations, they lead us to follow their will without us realizing it. Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes self-control and not allowing ourselves to be swept up in negative emotions, offers the perspective that helping manipulators could be one of the greatest mistakes we can make. Looking at real-life examples, it's clear that many public figures have fallen into the trap of manipulators. One prominent case is Britney Spears. She was manipulated by her own father for over a decade under a conservatorship. Her father used his legal authority not only to control her finances, but also to dictate her personal life and career. For years, Britney lived under strict control, unable to make decisions about her own work or personal life. This manipulation not only took away her freedom, but also caused significant mental anguish. This led to the Free Britney movement, where millions supported her in breaking free from her father's authoritarian control. In this situation, was it right to support her father, the manipulator? Stoic philosophy teaches that you have control over your attitude, values, goals, beliefs, thinking, and emotions. Clearly, helping someone like Brittany's father would only strengthen the manipulator's power, while the victim, like Brittany, would lose her rightful voice and autonomy. Our kindness, according to Stoic philosophy, must be accompanied by wisdom and clarity. When facing a manipulator, we should not let empathy blind us, but instead see them for who they truly are. Another example is in relationships, where one person consistently controls and manipulates the other. They use emotions to keep the other in a dependent state, creating feelings of fear, loss, or guilt if their desires are not met. If we continue in such a relationship, are we truly helping them, or are we harming ourselves? Ultimately, Stoic philosophy teaches that true freedom comes from controlling our own mind and actions. Helping manipulators only strips us of that freedom. Our assistance should not turn us into victims of exploitation, but should foster positive growth for both parties. Manipulators use others for their gain, twisting situations to suit their needs while pretending to act in your best interest. Helping a manipulator is akin to handing the keys of your home to a thief. They will use your resources to benefit themselves, leaving you empty-handed. Stoicism teaches us to value honesty and integrity, but manipulators operate on deception and self-interest. In relationships, manipulative individuals might play on your emotions, making you feel guilty if you don't help them. They position themselves as victims, taking advantage of your kindness. Over time, their subtle control can diminish your sense of agency and self-worth. The Stoics warned us to guard against those who twist our goodwill for their benefit, as it erodes our capacity to act rationally and virtuously. At work, manipulators often flatter or pressure you into completing tasks that are meant to be their responsibility. Once the work is done, they take the credit while leaving you with nothing but exhaustion. Helping manipulators only strengthens their ability to exploit others and weakens your own ability to act justly. We'd like to thank you and congratulate you for making it halfway through today's video. Your presence here shows that you are fully ready for this journey. Now, shift your focus to the remaining 5 types of people as you pause and reflect on your self-improvement journey. Number 5, the chronic critics. Have you ever felt surrounded by people who constantly judge and criticize without end? No matter what you do or how hard you try, they always find a reason to belittle and dismiss your efforts. In Stoic philosophy, we learn how to understand and deal with such individuals. Chronic critics view life through a negative lens. They don't seek solutions or improvement, but instead amplify and spread their own dissatisfaction. A chronic critic is someone who always searches for faults, no matter how small, in others. Their intention isn't to contribute positively, but to bring others down, creating a sense of inadequacy in their target. Stoic philosophy teaches us to recognize the difference between constructive criticism and negative criticism. Constructive criticism comes from people with good intentions who genuinely want to help you improve. Chronic criticism, on the other hand, stems from negativity and ill will. This is the fundamental difference between someone who wants to help and someone who simply wants to destroy. You may ask why they do this. The answer often lies in the fact that these individuals tend to lack self-confidence and are dissatisfied with themselves. When they see others succeed or achieve something positive, they immediately feel threatened or inferior. This leads them to criticize, not to help others improve, but to drag them down to their own level. If you try to help a chronic critic, will they actually change, or will they just continue their cycle of negativity? The truth is, you cannot change someone who doesn't want to change. Chronic critics are not interested in your help because their goal is not to seek improvement, but to maintain a sense of superiority through criticism. Consider leaders in a workplace environment. A good leader will offer helpful advice to help their employees improve and grow. On the contrary, a leader who constantly criticizes, pointing out everything that is wrong without offering any specific guidance, will not help the team progress. They will demoralize employees, reduce productivity, and sometimes bring the entire organization down. We can't please everyone, and it's crucial to be selective about who deserves our time and energy. Stoic philosophy teaches us how to protect ourselves from external negative influences. Chronic critics are a prime example of people we can't control. They are not worth the investment of our efforts because they do not seek change. They only wish to maintain their negative outlook on life. We must learn to refuse help to those who only bring negativity. Save your kindness for those who truly deserve it, those who are willing to change and grow. Chronic critics are not people you can save. Your help should go to those who appreciate it and use it to become better. Chronic critics find fault in everything, regardless of effort or good intentions. Helping these individuals is like planting seeds in toxic soil. No matter how well you nurture them, the environment will never allow anything to grow. Stoicism emphasizes constructive feedback and the importance of personal improvement, but chronic critics aren't interested in improvement. They only seek to undermine. In friendships, chronic critics may constantly belittle your ideas or efforts. Even when you help them, they criticize the way you did it, finding fault where there is none. This behavior drains your energy and makes you question your value. Stoicism teaches us to stay centered and focused on what we can control, but when someone's primary mode of interaction is to tear down rather than build up, offering them help only invites further negativity. In the workplace, helping a chronic critic often leads to frustration. No matter how well you complete a task, they will find something wrong with it. Constructive criticism is valuable, but chronic critics are more interested in finding fault than fostering improvement. Stoicism teaches us to act for the greater good, but the chronic critic's constant negativity only creates an environment of dissatisfaction and resentment. Join the conversation in our comments. Has your help truly benefited someone, or has it been a wasted effort in vain? We look forward to hearing your stories. Number 6. The narcissists. Have you ever wondered if it's worth helping those who see themselves as the center of the universe, only caring about themselves and ignoring others? Narcissists don't just crave attention, they expect the world to revolve around them. According to Stoic philosophy, helping narcissists is futile and can even be harmful to you. Narcissists are often so immersed in their self-admiration that they become incapable of admitting mistakes or confronting their flaws. They only want to hear praise and will turn their backs on anyone who dares to criticize or advise them. This makes any external help meaningless, as it is not received with a mindset open to growth. Imagine trying to help someone understand they need to change their approach to succeed, but instead of listening, they convince themselves that their way is already perfect. Would you still want to help? Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what is within our control. Epicurus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Helping a narcissist won't change their view of themselves or the world around them. Instead, they may see it as further validation of their inflated ego. This not only diminishes the value of your help, but also reinforces their stubbornness and arrogance. In today's world, narcissists appear in various environments, from personal relationships to public situations. They dominate conversations and turn every scenario into a stage to showcase their oversized ego. For example, in a group of friends, a narcissist often overshadows others by constantly boasting about their achievements and rarely showing interest in others' feelings or contributions. As a result, relationships become imbalanced and distant, as friends no longer feel valued in the narcissist's eyes. When facing narcissists, Stoic philosophy advises us to stay rational and avoid getting drawn into their arrogance. No amount of kindness or support will ever fill the emptiness within them. Narcissists do not seek change or growth. They seek unconditional admiration. Thus, be thoughtful when deciding whom to help. Remember, true help is not just about giving, it is about guiding others to recognize the right path. Narcissists, with their closed hearts and prideful minds, cannot receive this lesson and may not be deserving of your effort. We have just explored the narcissistic personality type, one of the types of people who should not receive help from others. Now, we would like to introduce you to another equally negative type of person to avoid: opportunists. From the Stoic philosophy perspective, opportunists are not only ungrateful, but they also constantly seek to take advantage of others, even in the most difficult moments. For such individuals, offering help is not only a waste, but also a means of enabling unethical behavior. Let's continue to explore why opportunists should not be helped in the next part of the video. Number 7. The opportunists. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true value lies in living according to moral principles and preserving virtue. Opportunists do not live by the values of sincerity and honesty. They exploit the help of others solely to achieve their personal goals, without any regard for those who assisted them. Helping them not only harms us, but also contributes to the degradation of society's values. Opportunists often appear in situations where they can gain more than they deserve. They don't contribute effort or share the burden, but are always present to benefit from the success of others. For instance, in the workplace, an opportunist might avoid all meetings, shirk responsibilities, but when success comes, they are the first to step up and claim the rewards. They build nothing yet always know how to reap the fruits of others' labor. The question is, should we help someone who only seeks personal gain without contributing anything to the collective? If you continue to help them, are you truly aiding their growth or merely encouraging their unethical behavior? When helping an opportunist, we not only fail to see any positive change, but also nurture their bad habits by giving them undeserved opportunities. We unintentionally encourage their selfish behavior and push truly deserving individuals away from valuable opportunities. In reality, we often encounter opportunists not only at work, but also in everyday life and community activities. We frequently see opportunists show up when they see personal benefit, but they quickly disappear when real dedication is needed. Such individuals not only diminish team spirit, but also drain the energy of those around them. Opportunists do not deserve our help. They are not only ungrateful, but also abuse the kindness of others. Stoic philosophy teaches that kindness and help should be used responsibly. The best way to help an opportunist is to stop allowing them to take advantage of our kindness. By doing so, we force them to face the consequences of their actions. Ultimately, kindness and help are only truly valuable when given to the right people. If we spend time and effort helping opportunists, we are merely enabling unethical behavior. We must not only protect ourselves, but also safeguard the noble values we uphold. Narcissists are driven by self-seeking motives to manipulate situations to serve their inflated sense of self. Helping them is like feeding a fire. It will only grow larger and more destructive. Narcissists often feign vulnerability or charm to gain your assistance, but their goal is to boost their own ego, not to genuinely improve or foster connection. In personal relationships, a narcissist may pretend to need your help, but they rarely offer anything in return. They view others as tools to be used, rather than as equals to be valued. Stoicism teaches the importance of treating others with fairness and integrity, but narcissists lack this reciprocity. Offering them help only fuels their sense of entitlement and leaves you feeling exploited. In business, helping a narcissistic boss or colleague can be detrimental. They are quick to take credit for work they didn't do and deflect blame when things go wrong. Stoics believed in fairness and justice, but narcissists exploit these values for personal gain. Helping a narcissist reinforces their toxic behavior and diminishes your own sense of fairness and balance. Number 8. The envious. In Stoic philosophy, we are advised not to waste our energy on things that are unworthy, especially when dealing with negative types of people like the envious. Filled with resentment and comparisons, these are not people deserving of help. Envious individuals often cannot find joy in others' success. Instead, they feel irritated and frustrated when others progress beyond them. This not only harms themselves, but can also negatively affect those around them. Envy is a kind of poison that destroys inner peace and blinds people to their own value as they constantly compare themselves to others. The envious not only harm themselves, but also create insecurity and negativity in the lives of those around them. The first thing to understand is that when you try to help an envious person, your efforts will be in vain. They will not appreciate your help. On the contrary, they may feel that you are establishing a power distance between the two of you, highlighting their weaknesses. Envious people often fail to realize that the problem lies within themselves. Instead, they believe others are responsible for the injustices they perceive themselves to be suffering. Therefore, even if you have good intentions, the envious might see your support as a challenge. The example of Steve Jobs and John Scully serves as a clear illustration of the damage caused by envy. Jobs invited Scully to Apple with the hope of developing the company together, but Scully's envy turned their partnership into a rivalry. Instead of appreciating and learning from Jobs, Scully felt threatened by his talent and ultimately ousted Jobs from the very company he founded. However, Scully's envy led to a poor decision, as Jobs later returned to Apple and transformed it into one of the largest companies in the world. This shows that helping the envious is not only futile, but can also lead to negative consequences. Sometimes the best approach is to maintain distance to protect yourself and your inner peace. Just like pouring water into a cup with a hole, you cannot truly help an envious person, as the negativity within them will always drain away whatever you try to offer. Rather than focusing on them, it's better to invest your time and energy into helping those who are appreciative and eager to grow. Ultimately, Stoic philosophy teaches us that helping others is a worthy pursuit, but we must choose the right people to protect our own balance and peace. What do you think about this? Is there someone in your life whom you feel does not deserve your help? When we choose whom to help, the key lies not only in kindness, but also in wisdom. Stoic philosophy teaches us that our energy and time are limited, and we must protect them from negative people. Some individuals, no matter how sincere you are, will neither appreciate your help, nor may even cause harm to you. Ungrateful, lazy, envious or manipulative people often carry within them issues that only they can resolve. Our intervention not only fails to help them, but may also hurt us. Remember, kindness does not mean sacrificing your inner peace. Sometimes refusing to help is the best way to protect your own values and maintain balance in your life. Save your support for those who appreciate it and are willing to change, as that is a worthy investment for both you and them. If you enjoyed the video, please comment 1 to let us know, and if you didn't, comment 0 so we can improve our content and make it better. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to spread this philosophy to more people. Stay tuned for more Stoic lessons displayed at the end of this video. Together we can make the world a better place.
Ever wonder why the quietest people seem to have the loudest minds? What's going on in there? When you see someone sitting alone,
lost in thought. They're not just passing time, they're embarking on a journey within. These silent moments spark abstract thinking, where deep, profound explorations take place right in the corridors of their minds. This isn't just random daydreaming. It's a disciplined dive into the whys and what-ifs of life, anchored in the principles of Stoicism. Stoics practiced deep introspection, believing that understanding oneself is the first step to wisdom. People who thrive in solitude use this time to tap into that Stoic practice, turning their inner dialogues into insights about the world and themselves.
Why are you revealing so much? Have you ever noticed how the more you share, the more exposed you feel? Have you ever caught yourself halfway through a conversation and wondered, why am I sharing this? It's an unsettling feeling, realizing that you've revealed a bit too much about your personal life, your thoughts, and your plans. The words are already out there, and the moment you said them, something shifted. You've given away a piece of yourself that can't be taken back. Why do we do this? Why do we feel compelled to share the intimate details of our lives with people, sometimes with those who barely deserve our trust? Maybe it's because we crave connection, or maybe we're searching for validation. But here's a deeper question. Is it truly worth it? In an era where oversharing seems to be the norm, especially on social media, the concept of keeping parts of your life private feels almost revolutionary. But what if I told you that the less you share, the more power you hold? What if staying silent about your goals, your emotions, and your daily struggles isn't a form of weakness, but a profound expression of strength? This might feel counterintuitive, especially when we are conditioned to believe that transparency is everything. But here's where Stoicism offers a radical, life-changing perspective. Stoics understood that in a world constantly seeking validation, silence is an armor, a way to protect your inner peace, fortify your mental resilience, and maintain control over your life's narrative. Why should you stop telling everyone what's going on in your life? More importantly, how can this practice lead you to a more empowered, balanced existence? In this video, we'll explore 7 things you should never tell anyone. Whether it's for your mental health, your personal growth, or your overall sense of peace, these are the things better left unsaid. As we delve into each point, you'll discover how embracing a Stoic mindset can free you from the need for validation and protect the sanctity of your inner world. Let's dive in. 1. Your future plans. Keep your dreams to yourself. Let's be honest. How often do we share what's happening in our lives simply because we crave validation? Maybe you've just started a new project and it feels exciting, so you rush to tell your friends, family, or colleagues. You want them to applaud your ambition, your courage, and your dreams. But the truth is, by sharing too soon, you open the door for unsolicited advice, judgment, or even envy. It's natural to want to share good news or to announce your intentions, but telling people about your future plans can be dangerous. Why? Because once you start talking, you invite other people's opinions, doubts, and criticisms into your space. Imagine 2 scenarios. In the first, you're working on a personal goal, say getting into better shape. You start telling everyone around you, your co-workers, your family, your friends, even acquaintances. Each time you share, people offer their opinions, their tips, and even their doubts. Soon, you start second-guessing yourself. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe they're right. What if you don't succeed? Now imagine the second scenario. You silently begin your journey. You wake up earlier, hit the gym, change your diet, and make progress without announcing it to the world. There's no outside noise, no judgment, no unsolicited advice. Just you, your goal, and your commitment. Weeks pass, and suddenly people begin to notice your transformation. By this point, you're already secure in your journey, and the external validation, or lack of it, doesn't affect you. Take a moment and recall a time when you shared a goal too early. Did the excitement and encouragement you hoped for turn into unsolicited advice or skepticism? I remember a personal experience where I made the mistake of telling a colleague that I was working on something significant, an idea I believed could transform the way I approached my career. It was still in its infancy, and naturally, I was eager to talk about it. One evening over dinner, I casually mentioned it to a friend. What followed wasn't the supportive cheer I had hoped for, but a wave of skepticism. Their words left a mark. "That sounds risky. Are you sure that's even going to work? What if you fail?" It planted a seed of doubt that made me second-guess my decision. Something I was once confident in became a source of anxiety, simply because I let someone else's perspective infiltrate my mental space. That night, I realized that some things are better kept close to the chest. Silence allows your dreams to grow strong, away from the noise of others' opinions. By the time they see the results, you'll have already built the foundation of success. Why let anyone get in your head before you've even taken the first step? What do you really gain from sharing everything? Is the need for validation worth the risk of allowing others to weaken your resolve? Stoicism teaches us that our goals are ours to nurture privately. When you keep your dreams to yourself, you shield them from unnecessary judgment and the insecurities others might project onto you. We are the guardians of our inner peace. The more we invite others into our thoughts and plans, the more we expose ourselves to external influences, both good and bad. The Stoics understood this deeply, which is why they advocated for a disciplined approach to communication. You retain control over your focus and motivation, unburdened by external doubts. Consider this: when you don't reveal everything about your life, you retain an element of mystery. People can't anticipate your next move, they can't predict your actions, and they certainly can't undermine what they don't know. If you're still watching, please like and comment below with a sign that you've noticed in your own relationships. Your insights might help others recognize similar patterns and foster healthier connections. 2. Your financial situation. Guard your wealth quietly. In a world where money often becomes a measure of worth, discussing your financial situation with others is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Whether you're doing well financially or struggling, once people know about your situation, it changes the dynamic. Either they envy you, resent you, or worse, feel entitled to give advice or ask for help. A friend of mine learned this the hard way. He received a substantial bonus at work, and out of excitement, he mentioned it to a few friends over dinner. What followed was a barrage of hints about paying for things, splitting bills unevenly, and suddenly becoming the rich one in the group. His finances became public property in their eyes, and it made every future interaction awkward. You might not even realize how much people shift their behavior once they know about your financial standing. The subtle glances, the unspoken expectations, it's all there. Even if it's not outright requests for money, there's an undercurrent of expectation that builds. People who you thought were indifferent to your wealth start making comments that at first seem harmless, but they quickly add up. It's not about being paranoid, but about being cautious. Your financial situation is yours alone to manage, and the less others know, the less you'll have to navigate these uncomfortable waters. Think about it. When you share your financial wins or struggles, you open the door to judgments and assumptions. It's not just about envy. Sometimes, people may feel superior if they think they're doing better than you, or pity if they assume you're struggling. Neither is helpful. Keeping your financial cards close to your chest allows you to move through life with fewer complications. You're not burdened by others' opinions or expectations, and you maintain control over your narrative, which is essential when it comes to your personal autonomy. The Stoics believed in modesty and self-control, especially when it came to wealth. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most powerful Stoics, lived with humility despite his immense power and resources. Why? Because he understood that true wealth doesn't lie in material possessions, but in a calm, steady mind. When you disclose your financial status, you invite comparisons, judgment, and even exploitation. Your finances are your business, whether you're experiencing prosperity or difficulty. It's better to keep it to yourself. Let your actions speak louder than your words, and trust that your silence protects both your dignity and your autonomy. 3. Your personal struggles. Not everyone deserves to know. Life is hard. We all face personal battles: anxiety, heartbreak, disappointment, self-doubt. While it may seem comforting to share these struggles with others, doing so can sometimes make things worse. You risk being misunderstood, judged, or dismissed. Even worse, some people might take pleasure in your pain, using your vulnerability against you later. I learned this lesson when I confided in someone I thought was a close friend. I was going through a rough patch at work, feeling overworked and undervalued. I shared my frustrations, expecting sympathy or at least understanding. Instead, that person later used my words to undermine me in a group setting, casually bringing up my inability to handle pressure as a joke. It stung. When you open up about your personal struggles, you hand someone a piece of your vulnerability, a piece that not everyone is equipped or willing to handle with care. It might feel like relief in the moment, but the truth is, not everyone who listens has your best interests at heart. People's intentions can be unpredictable. Some might seem supportive only to later twist your words or use your hardships as a way to elevate themselves. It's a harsh reality, but one worth considering before you let someone into your emotional world. Take the Stoic philosopher Seneca as an example. While known for his wisdom and restraint, Seneca found himself entangled in the dangerous politics of Nero's court. In his attempt to guide the young emperor, Seneca often shared his concerns and frustrations with those close to him. Unfortunately, some of these confidants were not trustworthy, and his words were used against him in the ruthless political environment. His attempts to navigate his struggles openly ended up putting him in even greater peril. In a similar vein, we must recognize that sharing our struggles can sometimes do more harm than good. Rather than seeking validation from others, consider turning inward. The Stoics taught that facing our challenges alone can be an empowering experience. It's a testament to our resilience. By processing our emotions privately, we build inner strength that cannot be easily shaken by others' judgments or reactions. When you share too much of your emotional turmoil, you risk becoming a target for others' insensitivity. It's like giving them ammunition for future conversations. You might end up feeling worse after sharing than you did before. Remember, your struggles are part of your journey. They don't need to be on public display for anyone to judge. Instead, focus on self-reflection and healing in your own space. 4. Your relationship issues. Keep love life private. Relationships are complex, filled with ups and downs. It's tempting to vent about your partner to friends, seeking advice or sympathy. But what happens when you do that? You might find yourself caught in a web of opinions, advice, and judgments that muddy the waters instead of clarifying them. Everyone has a different perspective on relationships, shaped by their experiences and biases. By sharing your issues, you might inadvertently invite solutions that don't resonate with you, or worse, provoke conflict between you and your partner. I experienced this firsthand when I confided in a close friend about a rough patch in my relationship. I was frustrated and seeking advice, But what followed was an avalanche of opinions and comments that only intensified my feelings of confusion. Some friends offered solutions, while others shared their grievances about relationships, leading to a spiraling sense of discontent. My friends' perspectives clouded my judgment and affected how I viewed my partner. Instead of gaining clarity, I ended up feeling more isolated. When you open up about your relationship struggles, you run the risk of turning your support system against your partner. People tend to pick sides, and before you know it, you're left with a group of friends who are forming opinions about someone they hardly know. And the more you share, the more you can create a negative narrative around your partner that may not accurately reflect the reality of your relationship. The Stoic principle here is about maintaining harmony and balance in your relationship. When you face challenges, consider talking directly with your partner instead of involving a third party. Address the issues openly and honestly. Don't let external voices distort the conversation. Relationships thrive on understanding, communication, and trust. Instead of broadcasting your problems, focus on finding solutions within the relationship itself. Remember that the best conversations are often the ones held in private, where both partners can express their feelings freely. Seek to resolve conflicts without the noise of outside opinions clouding your judgment. This leads to a stronger partnership and a deeper connection. Practicing discretion in sharing your relationship struggles not only protects your relationship, but also fosters a more intimate bond between you and your partner. 5. Your dreams and aspirations. Protect your vision. When you have a dream or aspiration, it's often filled with excitement and passion, but sharing those dreams too early can lead to a phenomenon known as premature celebration. When you share your aspirations, the excitement can trigger a false sense of achievement. You feel like you've already accomplished something, and your motivation may wane. It's an odd psychological trick we play on ourselves. Let me illustrate this with an example. When I started writing my first book, I was bubbling with ideas and energy. At a gathering, I shared my vision, explaining the themes and concepts I wanted to explore. The response was enthusiastic, and it felt amazing to receive praise. However, after that initial buzz, I found myself less motivated to put in the work. I realized that I had unconsciously celebrated my idea by simply sharing it. My energy fizzled, and the project stalled. Conversely, when I chose to keep my writing project private until I had a substantial draft, my focus and determination remained intact. I could immerse myself in the creative process without outside influence or distractions. This time, when I finally revealed my work, it was polished, and I felt ready to embrace feedback. The Stoics understood the power of silence in cultivating one's aspirations. By keeping your dreams close, you avoid the distractions that come from seeking approval or validation. When you don't announce your intentions, you maintain a steady focus on your goals. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By cultivating a quiet inner world, you empower yourself to manifest your dreams more effectively. So, whether it's a career change, a creative project, or a personal goal, consider keeping it private until you've taken significant steps toward achieving it. The world doesn't need to know everything you're working on until you're ready to share. Allow your dreams to grow without the influence of outside opinions, and when the time is right, let your achievements speak for themselves. 6. Your secrets and fears. Guard your inner thoughts. We all have fears and insecurities, things we worry about, moments that haunt us, or secrets we keep close. It's tempting to share these vulnerabilities, thinking it might bring relief. However, sharing your deepest fears can backfire. People may not understand, or worse, they might use your vulnerabilities against you in the future. One evening, I confided in a friend about a deep-seated fear of failure that often paralyzed me from pursuing new opportunities. While my intention was to express my struggle, my friend later used my vulnerability as a joke in a group setting, making light of my fears. The embarrassment was profound, and it made me regret opening up. The Stoic mindset encourages us to confront our fears privately and recognize that vulnerability doesn't always lead to strength. Instead of sharing every fear or insecurity, focus on working through them internally. Acknowledge your emotions, write them down, or discuss them with a trusted mentor or therapist who can offer guidance without judgment. Remember, not everyone needs to know your secrets. Your fears belong to you, and navigating them in solitude can lead to profound personal growth. The more you keep them to yourself, the more resilient you become in facing them head-on. Embrace the Stoic belief that true strength lies in self-reflection and personal accountability. 7. Your successes and achievements. Celebrate quietly. In a world that loves to hear success stories, it can be tempting to broadcast every achievement. Yet, sharing your successes can also attract envy or resentment from others. Sometimes, the loudest celebrations bring the most unwanted attention. When I completed a challenging project at work, I shared my success with my colleagues, expecting applause and recognition. Instead, I noticed subtle shifts in dynamics. Some colleagues seemed to distance themselves, while others began to criticize my methods. What was meant to be a moment of joy turned into a source of tension and discomfort. The Stoics remind us that true fulfillment comes from within. Rather than seeking external validation, consider celebrating your achievements privately. Reflect on your progress, appreciate your hard work, and allow that feeling of accomplishment to be your motivation. This approach not only preserves your peace, but also prevents unnecessary drama or negativity from seeping into your life. As we wrap up, remember that silence can be your greatest ally. When you refrain from sharing certain aspects of your life, you reclaim your power, focus on your goals, and cultivate resilience. The Stoics believed in the strength of the individual, urging us to find our own way without the distractions of others. So the next time you feel the urge to overshare, pause and ask yourself, is this something worth revealing? In most cases, you'll find that less is indeed more. In life, not everyone deserves your help. Some people drain your emotional energy and leave you feeling empty. Today, we'll uncover the 7 types of people you should avoid helping, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Throughout this video, you'll discover how to protect your inner peace and set boundaries with those who take advantage of your kindness. Stay until the end, where the most powerful insight awaits. One that could transform how you view relationships and negative influences forever. If you're ready to embrace emotional control and improve your self-worth, don't forget to like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official. Together, we'll explore daily Stoic lessons that guide you to a more balanced, peaceful life. Let's dive into the 7 types of people you must steer clear of. Type 1. The perpetual victim. There's a certain type of person who always plays the victim, constantly seeking sympathy rather than solutions. We've all encountered them. They dwell on their struggles, exaggerating their misfortunes in hopes of gaining your pity. While it may seem compassionate to offer help, Stoic philosophy teaches us otherwise. True compassion is rooted in reason, not in fueling someone's victim mentality. Helping those who refuse to take responsibility for their own lives drains your emotional energy and leaves you exhausted. As Stoic philosophers like Epictetus remind us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The victim doesn't grasp this concept. Instead, they cling to the idea that the world is against them and that they have no control. In reality, they avoid the truth. That power lies within their reactions and decisions. By continuously offering help to these individuals, you unknowingly reinforce their dependency on you and their belief that their problems can only be solved by others. This, in turn, leads to a toxic cycle, one where your compassion is taken for granted and their victimhood grows. Stoicism calls us to use discernment in our actions, to know when helping actually harms. Imagine a friend or colleague who constantly complains about their situation but never takes any steps to improve it. You offer advice, you support them emotionally, yet months later, nothing has changed. They're still stuck, and you're left feeling drained. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes in. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one." A good person is wise enough to recognize when to stop offering help that leads nowhere. The perpetual victim thrives on negativity, feeding on the emotional support of others without ever taking responsibility for their own growth. You must ask yourself, is this really helping them, or is it simply keeping them stuck? Stoic teachings remind us to focus on self-improvement and boundaries. Helping those who seek to change is noble, but continuously aiding those who don't harms both you and them. Recognizing when to step back is a sign of strength, not indifference. In fact, by stepping back, you allow them to confront their own challenges and grow stronger. As the Stoics remind us, peace of mind and emotional energy management are vital. If you constantly give to someone who remains in a state of helplessness, you will lose the opportunity to invest your energy in those who truly need and appreciate it. The path to emotional control and inner peace starts with understanding who deserves your help. The perpetual victim is not one of them. Reserve your strength for those who truly seek change and growth. Type 2. The unappreciative. There is nothing more draining than helping someone who never acknowledges your effort. The unappreciative person takes everything you offer, but never stops to show gratitude. Stoic philosophy reminds us that gratitude is at the heart of a virtuous life. It is the bridge between giving and receiving, creating balance in relationships. Yet when you encounter someone who is ungrateful, that balance is shattered. Imagine this. You continuously support a co-worker with their tasks, offering advice, even staying late to help them meet deadlines. But instead of a simple "thank you," you receive silence, or worse, criticism that you didn't do enough. Over time, this ungratefulness starts to weigh on you. Why? Because, as the Stoics teach us, we naturally seek appreciation for our efforts, even if we don't expect rewards. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When surrounded by ingratitude, your thoughts spiral into negativity. Helping the unappreciative isn't just exhausting, it's harmful. These people devalue your kindness and make you feel as if your generosity is a duty rather than a choice. According to Stoic philosophers, when we offer help, it should be done with reason, not expectation. Yet that doesn't mean we should allow ourselves to be taken advantage of. Boundaries are essential for maintaining inner peace. Think about family members or friends who always expect financial support but never express thanks. Stoicism urges us to practice discernment. When help becomes a one-way street where your efforts are met with indifference or disdain, it's time to step back. The Stoic mind values mutual respect in all exchanges. Help must come from a place of virtue, not from a place of obligation or expectation. The unappreciative person will continue to drain your energy because to them, your kindness holds no value. They expect it, and the more you give, the more they expect. It's like pouring water into a broken vase. No matter how much you fill it, it will never be enough. Epictetus teaches us that we control our responses, not the actions of others. The unappreciative cannot be forced to see the value in what they receive. Therefore, you must protect your emotional energy. It's not selfish to choose who deserves your help. It's wise. By walking away from those who take your kindness for granted, you preserve your inner strength for those who genuinely need it. In a world filled with people who appreciate nothing, Stoicism teaches us to act with reason. Help those who show gratitude. Invest your time in those who will take your assistance and grow from it. That is the Stoic way to find peace and avoid emotional exhaustion. Type 3. The laziness is one of the most destructive traits, not just for the person who harbors it, but also for those around them. When someone is lazy, they refuse to take meaningful action to improve their situation, instead relying on others to do the hard work. Stoic philosophy teaches us that time is the most precious resource, and wasting it on those who refuse to act is a mistake. Consider a friend or family member who constantly complains about their life. They hate their job, their relationships are falling apart, and their health is deteriorating. You offer them advice, suggest ways to improve their situation, perhaps looking for a new job, going to therapy, or starting a healthier routine. But weeks or months pass, and nothing changes. They remain in the same position, doing nothing to better themselves. This is when Stoicism tells us it's time to stop helping. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you waste your time, you will never get it back." Helping the lazy is exactly that, time wasted. You can offer solutions, but unless they are willing to take action, your efforts are in vain. Laziness not only stagnates the individual, but also drags down those who try to support them. Instead of making progress, they remain stuck, and you end up exhausted by their refusal to improve. In Stoic teachings, action is key. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly. Progress requires effort, dedication, and discipline. But the lazy person avoids these qualities, choosing instead the path of least resistance. They depend on others to pick up the slack, whether at work, in relationships, or in life. Over time, this creates a toxic dynamic where your help enables their laziness rather than motivating change. It's important to recognize when helping someone is actually harming them. By constantly offering assistance to a lazy person, you prevent them from learning self-discipline and responsibility. They become reliant on your support, and their laziness becomes more ingrained. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize action and self-control. When someone is unwilling to put in the effort, your help only enables their bad habits. You must set boundaries with lazy people to protect your emotional energy. If they refuse to take responsibility for their own lives, there's nothing more you can do. Walking away isn't cruel, it's necessary. By stepping back, you give them the space to confront their own laziness and make the decision to change or not. Either way, it frees you from the burden of carrying someone else's inaction. In the Stoic view, life is too short to be wasted on those who refuse to act. Help those who show the drive to improve, and save your energy for those who truly deserve it. That's how you maintain emotional balance and live in alignment with Stoic principles. Type 4. The manipulator. There is a dangerous type of person who doesn't directly ask for help. Instead, they manipulate situations and emotions to get what they want from you. These manipulators play on your sense of compassion, guilt, or obligation, often making you feel responsible for their well-being. Stoic philosophy teaches us to guard against such emotional traps. Helping someone should be a conscious choice based on virtue, not an obligation imposed by manipulation. Manipulators thrive on control. They might not explicitly demand anything from you, but through subtle pressure, they make you feel as if you owe them. It could be a friend who always makes you feel guilty for not spending enough time with them, or a colleague who continually asks for your help with projects but never reciprocates. Over time, their manipulation erodes your sense of freedom, and you begin to feel trapped in a cycle of giving without receiving. Epictetus teaches us that we must maintain control over our own actions and decisions. When someone manipulates you, they are taking that control away. This is why Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-awareness. You must recognize when you're being manipulated and act with reason, not emotion. If helping someone comes from a place of guilt or coercion, it's not true help, it's exploitation. Think about someone in your life who makes you feel like you're always emotionally indebted to them. They subtly use your kindness against you, creating an imbalance in the relationship. The Stoic mind values fairness, balance, and autonomy. When these are lost, you are no longer acting with virtue. Helping the manipulator only reinforces their power over you, making them more confident in their ability to control others. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In situations with manipulators, your strength lies in recognizing their tactics and protecting your own peace of mind. Don't let someone else's emotional games dictate your actions. This is where emotional energy management becomes critical. Your kindness is valuable, but it should never come at the cost of your personal freedom. Stoic philosophy teaches us that relationships should be built on mutual respect, not manipulation. When you recognize a manipulator, it's essential to set firm boundaries. Walking away from their tactics isn't selfish. It's a necessary act of self-preservation. By refusing to play into their games, you reclaim control over your life and ensure that your help is given where it's truly deserved. Manipulators don't seek genuine connection or improvement. They seek control. By stepping back, you free yourself from their influence and can focus on helping those who approach you with sincerity. The path to inner peace requires discernment, and recognizing manipulative behavior is a vital part of that journey. Save your energy for those who respect you, not those who seek to control you. Type 5. The chronic critic. There's a certain kind of person who never sees the good in anything. They are chronic critics. These individuals constantly tear others down, finding fault in every action, no matter how small. Stoicism teaches us that constructive criticism can be valuable, but those who criticize without reason, simply to diminish others, should not be indulged. Helping chronic critics only invites negativity into your life, eroding your emotional well-being. Chronic critics are not interested in solutions. Their goal is not to improve situations or offer useful feedback, but to spread dissatisfaction. Whether it's a colleague who constantly belittles your work or a family member who never misses a chance to point out your flaws, these individuals thrive on negativity. Stoicism reminds us that our peace of mind depends on what we allow into our inner world. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do." This is crucial when dealing with critics. By constantly engaging with chronic critics, you give them power over your emotions. Their negativity seeps into your thoughts, and before long, you may find yourself questioning your worth or feeling defensive. This is exactly what Stoicism warns against. We are responsible for our own responses, not the actions or words of others. When you help a chronic critic, you feed into their cycle of negativity, and they become even more relentless in their criticism. Think of a coworker who always finds fault with your work, no matter how much effort you put in. You may try harder, adjusting your approach, seeking their approval, but it's never enough. Stoic philosophy teaches that you can't control their negativity, only how you respond. When you stop seeking validation from chronic critics, you reclaim your sense of self-worth and protect your emotional energy. Chronic critics are often dissatisfied with themselves. Their constant criticism is a reflection of their own insecurities, projected onto others. But no matter how much help or guidance you offer, it won't change their outlook. They don't want solutions. They want to drag others down to their level of discontent. As Epictetus teaches, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In the case of chronic critics, the wisest reaction is often to step back and not engage. Stoicism encourages us to seek peace within ourselves. Chronic critics are corrosive to that peace, and by continuing to help them, you compromise your own tranquility. Recognize their behavior for what it is, an endless cycle of negativity. Helping these individuals only deepens their dissatisfaction while draining your emotional energy in the process. To maintain emotional balance and protect your inner peace, it's essential to distance yourself from chronic critics. Save your kindness and efforts for those who appreciate it and use it for growth. Let the critics dwell in their negativity while you continue to thrive with the clarity and strength of Stoic wisdom. Type 6. The Opportunist. Opportunists are perhaps the most subtle of the people we shouldn't help. These individuals show up only when it's convenient for them, taking advantage of others without contributing anything in return. They exploit your kindness, using it as a tool for personal gain. Stoic philosophy teaches us to value sincerity and integrity, but opportunists live by neither. Helping them only encourages their self-serving behavior, draining your time and energy in the process. At first, opportunists don't appear harmful. They may present themselves as friendly, even charming, but their true intentions become clear over time. They aren't interested in mutual support or genuine connection. They only seek out those who can benefit them. It might be a co-worker who constantly asks for your input but never reciprocates, or a friend who calls when they need a favor but disappears when you need help. Stoicism teaches us to act with purpose and virtue, and helping opportunists lacks both. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Do not act as if you have 10,000 years to live. Fate is hanging over you. While you have life, live it fully." Time is one of our most valuable resources, and helping opportunists wastes it. They don't appreciate your effort, and worse, they take advantage of your generosity without a second thought. By giving to those who only take, you miss the chance to invest your energy in people who will grow and contribute back. In Stoicism, fairness and justice are key principles, and helping an opportunist violates both, as they exploit your kindness without any intention of reciprocating. Instead of offering genuine help to someone in need, you're enabling someone who lacks the integrity to appreciate or respect what you give. Epictetus teaches us that we must act according to virtue and wisdom, which means recognizing when your help is being misused. Imagine a business partner who only reaches out when they need something but never contributes to the partnership's success. They take credit for your work or ask for assistance but never offer anything in return. Stoic wisdom guides us to see through this behavior and understand that helping such people only deepens their unethical tendencies. By stepping away from opportunists, you protect not only your time, but also your sense of fairness and balance. The more you give to opportunists, the more they expect, operating on the assumption that you'll always be there to provide for them while they offer nothing in return. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-improvement and boundaries, helping only when it aligns with reason and virtue. Offering your support to opportunists is neither reasonable nor virtuous. It merely reinforces their selfish behavior. To protect your emotional energy and maintain your sense of justice, It's essential to recognize opportunists for what they are. Stoicism reminds us to act wisely, and that means saving your help for those who genuinely deserve it, not those who seek to exploit it. Type 7. The envious. Envy is one of the most destructive emotions, not only for those who harbor it, but also for the people around them. Envious individuals can never be happy for the success or joy of others. Instead, they feel threatened by it, and this toxic mindset poisons relationships. Stoicism teaches us that envy clouds judgment and disrupts inner peace. Helping envious people is often a wasted effort, as they view your success and kindness with suspicion rather than gratitude. When you help someone who is envious, they may accept your assistance, but deep down, they resent you for it. Instead of feeling appreciative, they feel a sense of inferiority and discomfort. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Envious people are trapped in negative thoughts, constantly comparing themselves to others. This internal conflict prevents them from accepting help with an open heart. Consider a co-worker or friend who reacts to your achievements not with congratulations, but with subtle resentment. They might downplay your success or find ways to criticize your progress. Their envy creates a wall between you, and no matter how much you try to help them, they'll never feel genuinely thankful. Helping the envious not only fuels their toxic comparisons, but also drains your emotional energy. In the eyes of an envious person, your generosity might even be seen as a threat. They may believe that by helping them, you are trying to assert dominance or show superiority. This distortion of reality makes it nearly impossible for them to accept your kindness without attaching negative motives to it. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The envious person's reaction is to twist your goodwill into something sinister, and no amount of effort on your part can change that perception. Envy leads to a cycle of dissatisfaction. No matter how much you offer, the envious person will always feel inadequate. Instead of using your help to grow, they remain stuck in their resentment, unable to break free from their feelings of inferiority. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on those who appreciate and benefit from our help, not those who are blinded by jealousy. Helping the envious can also harm you. Their negativity spreads, making you doubt your own worth or feel guilty for your success. Stoicism reminds us that we must protect our inner peace, and that means setting boundaries with people who bring envy and resentment into our lives. By stepping away from the envious, you allow yourself to thrive without the burden of their toxic emotions. In a world where envy is often masked by superficial politeness, it's important to be mindful of who you offer your help to. The envious will never truly appreciate it, and their resentment can erode your sense of tranquility. To live by Stoic principles, choose to invest your energy in those who are grateful, not those who harbor jealousy. Only then can you maintain the emotional balance and inner peace that Stoicism values so deeply. Conclusion. In life, not everyone is deserving of your help. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength lies in knowing when to step back. Whether it's the manipulator, the envious, or the ungrateful, offering your kindness to those who drain you only robs you of your emotional energy. By setting boundaries, you protect your inner peace and act with wisdom, just as the Stoics advised. Remember, your time and efforts are valuable. Reserve them for those who appreciate and grow from your help. The path to emotional balance is found through discernment and self-control, key principles of Stoic philosophy. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official for more wisdom on mastering emotional control and living a life of calm strength and purpose. Stay tuned as we continue exploring the timeless lessons of Stoic philosophers, guiding you toward a life of greater peace and clarity. In modern life, filled with stress and turmoil, we often get caught up in the whirlwind of negative emotions, anxiety, and sadness. But did you know that more than 2,000 years ago, Stoic philosophers discovered golden principles to help people live peacefully and steadfastly, regardless of any challenges? Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength does not come from controlling external circumstances, but from mastering our minds and emotions. When you learn to view obstacles as opportunities, no longer endure imaginary pains, and accept the impermanence of life, you will find inner peace and unparalleled resilience. Are you willing to accept the challenge and discover the true power within yourself? Join me on a journey to explore these marvelous principles, to learn how to act as if nothing can trouble you anymore. This is a philosophy and the key to unlocking a door leading to a happy and meaningful life. Get ready to change and become the strongest version of yourself. Number 1. View obstacles as opportunities. Imagine life as a journey filled with twists, turns, and obstacles. Can you see the opportunities for growth and development in each of these obstacles? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." To illustrate this further, let us consider the life of Jesus, a model of overcoming hardship to bring light to humanity. Jesus not only endured betrayal and extreme pain, but also transformed those sufferings into opportunities to spread love and forgiveness. In his darkest moments, he taught us about the power of patience and forgiveness. He turned pain and death into symbols of hope and salvation. You can see the similarity with Stoic philosophy here, where adversity is not seen as punishment, but as an opportunity for inner growth. Ask yourself, the last time you faced a challenge, how did you react? Were you overwhelmed by it? Or did you find a way to turn it into motivation to move forward? Stoic philosophy encourages us to look within and find the strength to transform obstacles into opportunities. This is how we not only survive, but live more robustly every day. Remember, every challenge you encounter is an opportunity for you to learn, grow, and become more resilient. As Marcus Aurelius said, obstacles are not your enemies. They are teachers, guiding you on how to overcome difficulties and find light even in the darkest moments. Embrace challenges with an open heart and a clear mind, and you will find that nothing can trouble you anymore. Number 2, don't suffer imaginary pains. Have you ever wondered if the worries and pains you feel truly exist, or if they are merely products of your imagination? Stoic philosophy teaches us that much of our pain does not stem from actual events, but from our imagination. Think back to the times you worried about an exam, a meeting, or an important event. How often have we created terrible scenarios in our minds, only to realize that reality was not as bad as we imagined? Jesus also taught, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This advice emphasizes that we should not burden ourselves with things that have not yet happened. Imagine a farmer fearful every day about the upcoming harvest, drought, pests, crop failure. Does that fear help the crops grow better, or does it merely rob the farmer of joy and health? Think about how many times you have created unnecessary worries in your life. Do these imaginary pains provide any real value? When facing difficult situations, instead of worrying about things that haven't happened, we should focus on the present and address immediate problems. Worrying about the future only diminishes our ability to enjoy the present moment. Recall the last time you felt anxious about something and then realized it was all in your imagination. That sense of relief when you understand nothing terrible happened is truly precious. Instead of letting imaginary pains control you, focus on what you can control. When you feel anxious or distressed, ask yourself, is this happening, or is it just my imagination? Asking these questions helps you see more clearly and recognize that many fears are merely illusions. Seek the truth and let reason guide you. Life becomes much easier when we let go of baseless worries, live fully in the present, and face challenges with courage. Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus not only help us realize this, but also guide us on how to live a meaningful and peaceful life. Next, let us move on to secret number 3 in our journey of discovering and conquering our best potential. But first, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why we stubbornly cling to things that do not last forever? This question invites us to discuss secret number 3, acceptance of impermanence. Number 3, embrace impermanence. Life is like a river, always flowing and never stopping. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This reminds us that our perceptions can change, and we should accept that change as a natural part of life. Impermanence is not only limited to external changes, but also includes the transformations within our minds and emotions. There are days when you feel happy, and there are days when you feel sad, and all these emotions are part of life. Jesus also taught us to accept and face change. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. This means that we must seek strength from faith and knowledge to confront impermanence. Think about moments in your life when everything changed unexpectedly. It could be a loss, or it could be a success. How did you cope with those changes? Do you find yourself becoming stronger after overcoming difficulties? When we accept impermanence, we can find peace and learn to see every change as an opportunity for growth. Impermanence also gives us the chance to appreciate the present moments. When you know that nothing lasts forever, you will cherish more the moments with family, friends, and life experiences. Ask yourself, can you accept change and find peace in understanding that everything is temporary? When you accept impermanence, you will begin to see life as lighter and more meaningful. We will no longer fear loss or change, but instead live each moment fully with gratitude and love. In summary, accepting impermanence is not just a philosophy of life, but also an art that helps us find serenity and joy in each day. Let the Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus guide you on this path. You will find peace and strength in your soul by accepting that everything changes, and it is this change that creates the wondrous beauty of life. Number 4, master the art of detachment. Our lives are often filled with situations beyond our control, loss, failure, and unforeseen challenges. However, what truly matters is how we react and handle these situations. Letting go does not mean shirking responsibility or indifference. It means recognizing our limits and not letting things beyond our control affect our happiness. Jesus also taught us about letting go and trusting in God. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. This encourages us to place our trust and hope in higher powers, helping us free ourselves from unnecessary worries and burdens. When we cling to things we cannot change, we create our suffering. Think about a relationship that has ended, a job that was lost, or an opportunity that has passed. Do you need to carry these burdens with you, or can you let go to open yourself up to new and better things? Consider a situation in your life where you were obsessed with something beyond your control. It could be a relationship that ended, an opportunity that passed, or a mistake from the past. Have you ever wondered if holding on to these things brings you happiness? Marcus Aurelius, in his work Meditations, wrote, "That which is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." This reminds us that we are part of a whole, and we must learn to let go of what is not good for our soul and the community around us. Practice the art of letting go by asking yourself, is this important? Is it within my control? If the answer is no, allow yourself to let go and focus on what you can control and improve. In this way, you will find inner peace and true freedom. Mastering the art of letting go not only helps us face loss and change more easily, but also allows us to live a fuller life. When you let go, you will find freedom and the ability to focus on what truly matters in life. Jesus and the Stoic philosophers have shown us the path to peace and tranquility through letting go. Here's the corrected and punctuated version of the paragraph, and this is a valuable lesson we should remember and apply daily. Are you ready to master the art of letting go and find true peace in your soul? If you are ready, leave a comment saying, "Mastering the art of letting go," to show your determination to change. And let's discuss how we can apply Stoic philosophy to build a better life. Remember, in every challenge, there is an opportunity for those who know how to seize it. Number 5. Practice daily reflection. Have you ever paused at the end of the day to reflect on what has happened, on your actions, thoughts, and emotions? Daily reflection is a core principle of Stoic philosophy, helping us to reassess ourselves, learn from experiences, and improve every day. Daily reflection helps us face our mistakes, recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and find ways to better ourselves. When we take the time to reflect, we not only review what we have done, but also gain a deeper understanding of our nature, creating opportunities for change and growth. Imagine spending a few minutes each night writing in a journal, noting down what you experienced, what you did well, and what needs improvement. Here's a question for you. What did you do today to make progress? Is there anything you regret? And what would you do differently tomorrow? Jesus also encouraged us to reflect and pray daily. In the Bible, he says, "Seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you." This teaching reminds us that through reflection and seeking, we will receive enlightenment and guidance. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and Stoic philosopher, practiced daily reflection through his writings in Meditations. He recorded his thoughts, struggles, and philosophies not only to admonish himself, but also to share with future generations. He constantly reminded us that reflection prepares our minds to face any challenge. When you practice daily reflection, you not only understand yourself better, but also build a resilient, patient, and compassionate spirit. You will find yourself becoming calmer and more clear-headed in decisions and actions. So, what will you reflect on tonight? Let each day be not just an existence, but a step forward in your journey of self-improvement through constant reflection and learning. Stoic philosophy and Jesus' teachings will always be a source of inspiration and guidance on our path to peace and perfection. We are halfway through today's lesson. Your participation is a great encouragement for us in our journey to bring the true values of Stoic philosophy to more people. So, please like and share this video to spread these lessons to your family and friends, or leave a comment saying, "I cherish my life," if you are ready for the journey with the next 5 lessons. Number 6. Cultivate inner peace. Inner peace is not a state we can achieve by chance. It is the result of conscious, continuous practice and reflection. Imagine someone facing major challenges in life, work pressure, family issues, or daily worries. How do they maintain inner peace? First, they need to recognize that while they cannot control everything that happens around them, they can control how they respond. Jesus once said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This teaching encourages us to find strength and peace in faith and love. We cannot control our circumstances, but we can control our reactions. When we learn to view everything calmly and objectively, we will find true peace. Imagine a serene, clear lake deep in the forest. Though storms may come and cause ripples on the surface, the water remains pure and tranquil beneath. You can learn to keep your soul like that lake, peaceful amid the storms. Ask yourself, how can I find inner peace every day? One effective way is to take time for meditation, reflection, and prayer. When you spend time connecting with yourself and with God, you will feel a deep sense of peace in your soul. Try starting your day with a few minutes of meditation, focusing on your breath and letting go of worries. At the end of the day, take time to pray and reflect on what has happened, seeking guidance and peace from God. So, what will you do today to nurture your inner peace? Begin by accepting what you cannot change, focusing on what you can control, and finding joy in simple things. Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus will be valuable sources of inspiration and guidance on your journey to finding peace and happiness. Number 7. Develop resilience through adversity. Have you ever wondered why difficulties come our way? Are they merely temporary challenges, or are they truly opportunities for us to grow? Stoic philosophy asserts that resilience is developed through hardship, and that each challenge is a stepping stone for us to become stronger and more steadfast. When facing adversity, we have two choices: either let it defeat us or use it as a tool to train ourselves. Think about the times you've encountered difficulties in life. Did those experiences help you become stronger and more resilient? A famous story of resilience is that of Viktor Frankl, a Jewish psychologist who survived the Holocaust. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "In the face of unavoidable suffering, we can find meaning and thereby endure anything." Frankl turned his extreme suffering into a driving force to explore and share a philosophy of resilience and life's meaning. Imagine facing a major life upheaval, losing a loved one, failing in your career, or dealing with a serious illness. You might feel defeated, but this is also when you can discover your inner strength. Jesus also taught us about resilience through trials. In the Bible, he says, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." This teaching encourages us not to fear difficulties, because through resilience, we will find victory and peace. Developing resilience through hardship not only makes us stronger, but also helps us gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the value of perseverance and courage. Jesus and the Stoic philosophers have shown us the way to overcome adversity and find the true meaning of life. Let these teachings be a source of inspiration and guidance on our journey to build resilience. Join the conversation in our comments section. How do you face difficulties? Will you let them defeat you, or will you use them as opportunities to grow? We look forward to hearing your story. Number 8. Don't create your upsets. Think about the times you felt troubled by minor things, a thoughtless comment, a situation not going your way, or even a bad weather day. Are these things truly as bad as you think, or have you made them more significant than they need to be? Consider this question. How many times have you created unnecessary troubles in your life? Jesus also taught us not to let worries and troubles dominate our lives. In the Bible, he says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes?" This teaching encourages us to trust in God and not let minor worries disrupt our peace. Imagine you're on your way to an important appointment and suddenly find yourself stuck in traffic. Your first reaction might be anger, anxiety, and self-blame for not leaving earlier. However, you can pause and ask yourself, will this anger help me reach my destination any faster? What can I do to make this situation better? If you choose to stay calm, accept the situation, and use the time to think or listen to an audiobook, you will find that your distress significantly decreases. When you realize that many troubles are self-created, you will start to change how you view and react to situations. Instead of letting minor things upset you, learn to let go and focus on what truly matters. You will find life becoming much lighter and more pleasant. So from now on, what will you choose? Creating unnecessary troubles or living a peaceful life, focusing on positive and meaningful things? Stoic philosophy and Jesus' teachings will always be an inspiration to help you find the path to true peace and happiness. Number 9. Focus on the how, not the what. Have you ever wondered why sometimes you feel lost even though you know your goals? Stoic philosophy teaches us that what matters is not what we want to achieve, but how we approach and execute it. The principle of focusing on the how, not the what, emphasizes that actions and methods are the keys to success and inner peace. By understanding and applying this principle, you can shift your perspective from stressing over outcomes to concentrating on your actions and responses. When you focus on how you handle situations, you gain control over your peace and well-being, making it easier to navigate through life's challenges. Let's reflect on these teachings and find ways to incorporate them into our daily lives. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. How do you handle minor troubles? Do you let them control your peace, or do you focus on constructive ways to manage them? We look forward to hearing your stories and discussing how Stoic philosophy can help us build a better life. Number 10. Prioritize rationality over emotions. Have you ever regretted decisions made in moments of emotional turmoil? Stoic philosophy encourages us to prioritize reason over emotion in decision-making, because reason brings calmness and clarity, whereas emotions often lead to impulsive actions and regret. In daily life, we often face situations that require careful consideration. When we let reason guide us, we can view situations more objectively and make better decisions. Think about a time you were angry and said or did something you later regretted. You might realize that if you had paused, thought carefully, and let reason lead, the outcome could have been different. Jesus also taught us about self-restraint and wisdom in action. In the Bible, he says, "The wise man builds his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock." This teaching encourages us to build our lives on the foundation of wisdom and reason, not on fleeting emotions. Imagine someone criticizing your work harshly. Your first instinct might be to react defensively or lash out, but what if you pause and consider whether the criticism has any merit? What if you calmly ask for clarification and use the feedback to improve? By prioritizing rationality, you turn potential conflict into a learning opportunity. So, in your next challenging situation, will you choose to be led by reason or let emotions control you? Practice thinking clearly and acting wisely, and you will find that life becomes more peaceful and fulfilling. Conclusion. Stoic philosophy and the teachings of Jesus offer us timeless wisdom on how to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. By mastering the art of letting go, practicing daily reflection, cultivating inner peace, developing resilience, avoiding self-created upsets, and prioritizing rationality, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Let us be inspired by these teachings and apply them in our daily lives to build a better, more peaceful world. Share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comments. How have these principles helped you in your journey? What steps will you take to incorporate them into your life? Let's continue this journey together, supporting and learning from one another as we grow in wisdom and peace.